The disease state we call metabolic syndrome is coming for each of us unless we adjust course. Knee surgeries, diabetic medications, stents to open up blocked coronary arteries, arthritis, dementia, erectile dysfunction, loss of opportunity to enjoy the activities we currently enjoy, and to be just a full on life participator. These things are coming for us. This is the way of friends, family, coworkers, you name it. You hear about it nonstop. But if we are to choose to live differently, we could bypass all that metabolic mess. Metabolic syndrome is simply our cells losing the capacity to create energy and refurbish themselves at a speed that is consistent with the life and the environment we're living in. So I have 5 places today that most of us can look at and see, wow, there's some opportunity to be had there. There's some life adjustments I can make to enable metabolic growth as to metabolic stuckness and disease onset. So we live in a world where we don't have to prepare food in advance because there's food like substance available at every turn. We got the grocery store, we got the gas station, we got the Smart Mart, we got the place we're going to eat, the restaurant, we got the family place we're gathering, we got the workspace. It's all got food. We don't have to get out of bed at a decent time or go to bed at a decent time because we can grab all manner of stimulants throughout the day to keep us going. Not a late night, that's okay. Stimulants, here they come. We don't need to maintain a high level of physical fitness because Disneyland provides motorized vehicles for us to get around the park. So it's okay if we can't, walk. It's okay if we can't, stay on our feet for more than half an hour. Disneyland provides motorized vehicles. Airlines supply a person and a wheelchair to get us to our destination if our being has become too weak to move us along. We don't even need to think anymore because AI has taken care of that for us. Yeah, us industrialized humans now have the opportunity to entertain ourselves into loads of doctor's visits and, an early, very convenient grave. I know I'm being kind of intense, but I see it every single day. And I know we do not want to end up 10, 20, 30 years down the road, even for some 5 years down the road, even 2 years down the road, in the metabolic mess that we are currently preparing ourselves for. The majority are walking around with the thinnest of margins. You could barely even see the margin between the life they're currently living and health disaster. So we are tired, having difficulty controlling our emotions, not able to remedy, our body composition challenges, digestion, sluggish. These are all signs of poor metabolic health. It is a lack of built-in margin when the nervous system starts, getting spastic on us and not functioning in a way that we would expect it to function, given the fact that we are still living here on planet Earth, having to commune with people on a daily basis. All right, so I got these 5 I was mentioning. So consider this. The person, definitely not me or you, but he scrolls for 15 to 30 minutes each night in bed, instead of leaving their phone in the kitchen and going to sleep. Slowly but surely, glucose regulation is being compromised by this. Hormones like cortisol, leptin, ghrelin are getting out of rhythm. Recovery from workouts, muscle building, slightly hindered. It's just a little bit though, right? Because it's just a few minutes, just 15 minutes, just 30 minutes a night. It's nothing, right? Emotional resilience, it's being degraded just a little bit, day at a time. If this was one off, it really doesn't matter. But for most, we were taking a decade plus of this, where we're talking a decade plus of this behavior, because the phone's been around for a decade plus now. So say a person dropped the scrolling in bed, or they stopped watching the movie at night, and instead received back to themselves that extra 30 minutes. They're falling asleep at 10 o'clock instead of 10:30, night after night. Consider this is crazy. But now every 16 days, they would be getting a full night of extra sleep. That's 8 hours extra sleep every single 16 days. It's like an extra night. On average, that's 2 extra full 8-hour nights of sleep a month. Imagine my productivity level with a full extra night of sleep every 16 days. Man, Monster, Red Bull, Dutch Bros, potentially even Starbucks would be out of business, because the blue light at night gain, they'd be gone. There would not be this, millions of people who don't have any idea how they're going to function tomorrow without loads of caffeine. All right, the second metabolic mistake that countless of us are making, way too many, is we're missing the strength training sessions. We're not developing the brawn. Think of our e-bike riders, thinking it's a good workout. Riding 20 miles on an e-bike is great. Nothing wrong with them. Do it. Go for it. Love e-bikes. Never ridden one, but they look like a fun time. But equating that e-bike with riding a 100% self-propelled bike or going for a brisk walk is not the same thing. There is not the same stress on your being. 3 days a week, we got to find 15 to 30 minutes to do nothing but strength training, meaning performing arm, leg, chest, back movements in order to make the weight you're currently lifting less challenging the next time you show up to strength train. Could be push-ups, could be some squats, could be squats to a chair, could be pushing off the wall. Wherever you're at, you gotta get started. It could be literally brisk walking if you're currently the e-bike rider. I get told this so many times. Yeah, I'm bike riding. When we get to it, oh, no, you're riding an e-bike. That's not bike riding. So prioritize strength, because I've yet to talk to any individual who was ticked off that they got stronger this last year. You tell me. You start prioritizing strength training and let me know in a year if you're just so upset with yourself that you got so strong this past year. You're stronger than you were last year. All right, the third metabolic mistake is eating at your desk, or eating in front of the TV, or eating in our bed, or eating while we're smashing away at the computer, or potentially eating away while we're staring at our phone, and then remaining in that state after we eat. When it's time to eat food, it is like nothing else matters. That's what you want it to be like. You're literally building every facet of your being from the food, from the carbon, the nitrogens that you are consuming in that food substance. Man, it's like, wow, this is amazing. Thank you, Lord, for the food. I'm going to enjoy it here. Secondly, we live in a sedentary world. So after a whole foods lunch, you want to go wander around for at least 5 minutes to support optimal blood sugar utilization, because you can significantly blunt the insulin and glucose surge post a meal by simply doing some kind of action when the meal is completed. And by blunting the surge, you keep the body from using up resources and energy that could be applied to regeneration, slowing the aging process. So e-bikes, sitting in front of the TV while we're eating, sitting in front of the computer while we're eating, sitting in our bed while we're eating, not getting and moving afterwards is a significant metabolic mistake and easily rectified. All right, metabolic mistake number 4, get ready, is thinking that a medication can solve our situation. People say it's my testosterone. If I just had a testosterone of 1,000, like my buddy, instead of 400, I could change all my habits. My body would be totally different. I would build all this muscle. I would be a leaning fighting machine. I just need some Zoloft to quiet my mind. It's just all right here. If I just had a Zoloft, I'd be good to go. Another hit of Xanax, I'd be good to go. I need Ozempic. I need that pen. Sure. Maybe the pen would help you out. Get the ball rolling. But putting our hope in these medications, putting our hope in another TRT, have more hormone replacement therapy, it's fool's gold. The opportunity to use these drugs literally has only been present like the last 50 to 70 years. They are not needed to live a full, robustly healthy life. A lot of these medications used to only be used for the most desperate. We've tried everything known to man to help, and now we'll resort to this. Now, it's like, my fingernail hurts. Let's get you on ibuprofen. My energy's a little low. Let's get you on testosterone. No, we're being marketed to. Way for us taking a shortcut, an easy path to all the external validating ways we want to manifest in life and into the world. Careful when it comes to external validation, because usually it's short-lived. If you're racing to keep up with everyone around you, you're creating micro traumas to your cells day in and day out. And if we throw, medication on top of that, we have more micro trauma happening. Over the last 7+ years, it is shocking how many ultra-rich people, 40, 50-year-olds, massive followings, who've had massive cardiovascular events, and you don't hear from anymore. And the thing is, because you can tell when people are stuck in the cycle, no matter how much money they have or how much power they have, when you're stuck in an endless cycle of external validation, health is being deteriorated. Stress is overwhelming the system. So drugs for metabolic health, they live on a very, very short runway, and what they clip right at the end. So it is imperative that you adjust your lifestyle before the runway ends. Right. Metabolic mistake number 5, talking about how it never works for me. How am I the oddity? I'm always the one who doesn't work for. My friend can eat anything, not gaining weight. I look at a piece of bread, instantly gain 5 pounds. Our body hears us. It stores every single word we speak. Jealousy, envy, why me? It is a space of living that ensures we will not enjoy all the goodness a metabolically sound body has to offer. Each one of us, no matter how challenging the health cards we've been given are, has something we can tighten up to help move us forward. And one of those for sure is how we think about things, how we look at things. For many, our food routine, physical exertion routine, our sleep routine is locked in. But our stress response, our life outlook, how we perceive ourselves in the world, things that we can't control, they're standing in the way of metabolic breakthrough. Listen, most things in life we cannot control. So we might as well accept it and relinquish control. Can we get real with ourselves? Be 100% honest and come clean that potentially we permitted our thoughts and our inability to release control of situations to frame our current health state. This is big time. In my 16 years of working with patients, this is over and over the missing metabolic link. It is the reason the person is massively obese. It is the reason the person keeps starting a food routine and not finishing. It's the reason the person can't get themselves into the workout routine. It's the reason a person stays up all hours of the night instead of just going to sleep. Metabolic mistakes, sleep deprivation, lack of strength training, thinking medications can solve, poor life choices, a stuck mindset, and an eating without movement. These are metabolic mistakes. If you're making them, a little tweak, and next thing you know, metabolic life force is entering your being. So start building metabolic bars today. Let me know what adjustments you were making in the comments or send me a message. And please share this with somebody who you want to see accumulate health. There's got to be a friend, a family member who you know could get along better when it comes to their health story. All right, I'm Dr. Matt. See you guys next time.